I've always known about this. Y'all know I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm an expert in the field. And I do believe that we are changing the way women approach diet and fitness. Not just focusing on hormones, not just focusing on workouts, not just focusing on meal plans, more on the emotional intelligence, who you are on the inside, your emotional coding, your soul coding, focusing on the hidden traumas and dramas and experiences and belief systems that you have. And then when you focus on the inside, the outside naturally just releases and relaxes. When you can get into that parasympathetic state, you know about what's going on and you don't feel incapable and you don't feel disempowered, your life changes.
I was not supposed to be successful. Hey there, Casey Ship here, fitness model, hormone expert, and a master energy healer. I help goal-oriented women clear out the reason why nothing has worked and finally step into their purpose and get everything they've ever wanted.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to share screen. We're going to go over a protein hack that's going to heal your adrenals and help you get more energy. So this specific training, if you track your macros, but you're still struggling with low energy, you know that there's something up with your hormones, gut issues are there, and just something's off, but you do track your macros, this is the training for you. There was actually two things that I wanted to share. First, I wanted to share the blood work results in totally off topic, but the blood work showing when you have an energy vampire around you versus when you don't, when you have really good boundaries, energetic boundaries, and when you don't, and what it does to your thyroid and your hormones. Like people will, I think this is going to become more mainstream. But y'all know I teach on energetics, I teach on emotional intelligence and trauma and everything. And if you don't work on your mindset and your energy and your personal spiritual boundaries, it's going to be really hard to get healthy, because it's going to be you being circumstantial. Like it's, oh, well, I'm around this person, or my husband won't diet with me, or my friends were out eating and so I did this too. So it's like, that can't happen. So anyway, I was going to share with you that, but I was like, let me just focus on the macro protein hack. So like I said, if you track your macros and you still struggle with low energy, or you kind of know something's up with your hormones, maybe some gut issues, and you're just kind of stuck in weight, but you do track, I'm going to show you this hack. Also, if there's anything that I'm saying that you want access to, all you got to do is put answers in the comments or just DM me answers, and we'll make sure that you get the right thing. Okay, signs that your adrenals could be off. Low energy, you crash around 9 or 10, again around 3 to 4 p.m. You wake up feeling sluggish. You're also could be your thyroid, but if you address the thyroid without addressing the adrenals, it's kind of like stacking things on a table with weak legs. It's not going to work out. And a lot of doctors and a lot of coaches, they like to focus on thyroid, but nobody talks about the adrenals. And the adrenals it's like the most important thing. It's foundational. And a lot of women are out here running around. There are tons of anxiety. They don't believe in themselves. There's self-doubt. Sleep isn't good. They're on edge. They're short with their kids. They are, stuck in progress. Hair getting brittle, skin kind of looking bad. What are some other symptoms? Oh, GI issues. Totally. It's almost like it's just the core of every health symptom you can think of. The adrenals kind of are at the core of every other health problem. Immunity. Oh my God. If I used to get sick every month, my adrenals were just absolutely shot down. And we actually check for that. Our physicians that we work with knows how to check specifically for adrenals. So make sure you get that done. And I saw this in a book. Somebody showed this to me. I've always known about this. Y'all know I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm an expert in the field. And I do believe that we are changing the way women approach diet and fitness, not just focusing on hormones, not just focusing on workouts, not just focusing on meal plans, more on the emotional intelligence, who you are on the inside, your emotional coding, your soul coding, focusing on the hidden traumas and dramas and experiences and belief systems that you have. And then when you focus on the inside, the outside naturally just releases and relaxes. When you can get into that parasympathetic state, you know about what's going on and you don't feel incapable and you don't feel disempowered, your life changes. And mine didn't change until I started doing the emotional intelligence, freedom work, honestly, learning how to address traumas in my body. Because if you have adrenal fatigue, by the way, and gut issues, I hate to say this, but it's a sign of self-hate. It's that you don't know how to take care of yourself. You're doing too much. You're in the masculine, you're forcing, you're pushing, because feminine is like Well, if I do feminine and I trust, like I'm afraid to trust because things don't work out. And if I'm not doing all these other things and controlling everybody and feeling responsible for everything, then my life may go up in flames, and it's not true. So that's a trauma response. So now that you got a little education on what adrenal fatigue is, which is all of that most white coats won't even acknowledge, let's get to it. First thing that, and the book thing. So I've been doing this for years, and I've always said, and I actually feel like, well, I know how to get results when it comes to women's hormones and helping them to break patterns and cycles. And I remember, I don't know where this came up, and I think it was when I was in my healing journey, because I had such severe hormonal issues. I had such severe adrenal fatigue and thyroid issues, unexplained health conditions. It was like I would go to the gym and I just could never get results because it was something would always happen. I would get sick. I would get hurt. The dog would die. Name it, I started eating in a certain way, and I started scaling back, the protein, because I come from bodybuilding. It was 2 grams per pound of body weight back then. I would remember eating 6 ounces of chicken 6 times a day. So when I found this approach that I'm doing, and I healed myself, and then I started teaching it. Then I find out last week, one of my coaches goes, "Hey, look at what this doctor is telling people. It's what you say." And he's telling people to lower the amount of protein that you're taking in because of adrenal issues. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been saying shit that doctors come up with. So I felt really smart. Who wants to know how to track, if you track your macros, it's only for people that track their macros, how to heal your adrenals and your energy from macros. So let's go into it. All right. So access macro calculator. Now you can use any macro calculator on a net. Okay. But listen, mine is customized because everybody's got their own unique bio, makeup, hormonal what do you call it? Hormone fingerprint. I don't know how to word this, but everybody's different, pretty much. You are all snowflakes. And I don't know, I've never seen a microcalculator like this, but also I'm not really shopping for one either. So you're obviously going to put female or male. In these days, we tend not to know that, but whatever you think you are, put it in there. I want you to, we're going to put the weight. Okay. I'm 124. I'm 5'5". I'm going to put that there. By the way, if you want access to this and you don't have access to this, just put answers in the chat or macro in the chat, or DM me that and I'll get it to you. How old am I? 38. Now, activity level. So if you have adrenal fatigue, you see where it says sedentary 1.2, and then you got extra active 1.9, and it says athlete, endurance training, very hard physical job, healthy hormones, busybody. And sedentary is desk job, little formal exercise, Hashimoto's, damaged metabolism. So a lot of women that pride themselves in how much they do, they will say, well, I'm actually very active. I get in 10,000 steps. And I'm like, bitch, you don't have any energy and your hormones are crap. I'm really trying not to cuss on public Facebook because they don't like that, or Instagram. Golly, we're just all turned into snowflakes, I swear. But that's why we're going to get the Casey show going so I can say whatever the hell I want because it's my show. So if you get triggered because you think that you do a lot and you need to choose this, well, then there's probably part of the problem. You need to go do some mindset work because your attitude is not ideal to get results. But I want you to put in, I don't care how much you do. I don't care if you run a marathon. I want you to put in 1.2. All right. I want you to put 1.2 if you have adrenal issues. Now, I want you to put, it depends. All right. If you're over 300 pounds, like you're morbidly obese, obviously you're going to put fat loss. A lot of women need to be focusing on muscle gain, because if you focus on muscle gain, you would lose more fat and burn more calories when you are sitting still. I used to tell everybody, if you'll just stop focusing on losing weight and start focusing on lean mass and like really turn into a meathead where you go to the gym and you're not worried. You're focusing on your PRs and just stronger and lines and tone. You'll lose the body fat, because body fat's what you want to lose. It's just not necessarily like weight. You want to lose body fat. So I'm going to put muscle gain. Now, naturally, this is what I want you to do. So it says my caloric budget for muscle gain is 17,777. Okay. Well, my hormones, I don't have Hashimoto's and I don't have adrenal fatigue anymore. So I'm actually going to put 1.3 because I would like some new macros. What's 1.4? Yeah. I mean, I could do 1.3 to 1.5, but whatever. There was a time I needed to do 1.2. So what I want you to do is fat. You need fat. You need fat because it's going to help your adrenals and your hormones. And also a lot of things that you're eating is fat soluble. You just need fats. Okay. Fat is good. So like I said, normally I don't even put it on here. I don't even have 2 grams per body weight on here anymore. And you can see here, like, look at that 186. Y'all, I remember the day I was eating over 200 grams of protein. I do. I remember. No wonder, like, I couldn't poop. You know what I'm saying? Like, dear God. And here's the deal. If you've got adrenal fatigue, your digestion is not great. It takes so much energy to digest your food, and you already don't have a lot of energy. So it's the extra protein. I know everybody says, oh, I have to focus on protein, but look, you are focusing on protein. Protein makes you not as hungry because takes longer to digest. And now you're not eating as many carbs as you need to eat. You're not eating as many fats as you need to eat. You see what I'm saying? So you're still in a deficit. And now you're just eating protein with no fibrous carbs and fat to push the poo out. It's like, you got to have all of it. Okay. You got to have all of it. So knowing that your gut, it takes so much energy to digest food. What I want you to do, number one, is we're going to go to, some of y'all need to be at like 0.63, 0.73, 0.7 grams per body weight for protein. That is a little low for me. Okay. And here's the thing. You got to play around with it. You got to play around because you could do more fats over here. You go to 40% and you see how it adjusts here and you got 196 carbs. Let's say you started doing that. 1,900 calories ain't shit. I eat like, how much do I eat? I eat like 20. How many calories do I eat? I'm eating 23. Yeah, that's what I need to be at. I actually needed to reverse diet. Y'all should totally reverse diet with me. So I'm actually going to boost it up to 1.7, but honestly, this is irrelevant. I'm just sharing what you need to choose based on where you're at hormonally. Obviously, I'm an expert. I know exactly what to do to heal my adrenals. I know exactly what to do to heal my thyroid. I know exactly what to do to make my fucking ab lines pop a certain way. So, but that's why a lot of you work with me, right? Because I have the codes, I know how to do it, and it's easy for me, and I can see clearly what you need to be doing. So I personally am going to put 1.7 because I want to go to 2,400 or 2,500 again, because I was like 2,300. And so here's what we're going to do. That's still too low for me. I'm going to do 30% of fat. That's too many carbs for me. When I eat that many carbs, I just don't feel great. And I get hungry often. And that's what you got to look out for. But hold on. This is the foundation. And then I'm going to give you another trick on top of when you get the macros on what to do. So I think I'm eating like 120 something right now. I'm going to mess around and let's see what this is. 124. Now I love that, but 300 carbs, I ain't messing with that. I'd rather do 108 grams of fat, 240 grams of carbs. I can play around with it. You just got to see how you feel. And we actually kind of teach on, and we say, follow this, 2 weeks with a certain amount of off-plan meals. If you hit your goal, keep going. If you don't, then you adjust. But like, let's say you do these calories right here and you're feeling tons of energy, which is typically that's what happens if you do reverse dieting properly. But let's say you start to get constipated. It just means lower the protein and also the types of protein. That's what we're going to talk about in a second. Let's say that you're losing muscle mass, but everything's good. You could add some more protein in, or carbs also spare muscle. That causes your muscles is stored glycogen in your muscles. It's just the spillover is what causes the fat. So you just got to find the right amount. And like I said, the fat here is going to keep you feeling full. So that's good. I mean, fat is so good. So, but it's funny, when you get into the competition days and you really got to shave down your calories, that fat goes away, man, because you want the carbs to stay full. No wonder our hormones were just total crap. Oh gosh, because hormones and fat are friends. So for me personally, because I am totally doing my own macros right now, I'm probably going to do, let's see. I mean, I love fruit and I burn a lot of calories. Let's just go with this one. But anyway, all right. So let's say 124 grams of protein. That's plenty. Now, here's the trick. If you have adrenal fatigue, if you have Hashimoto's or anything low hormones, sluggish metabolism, poop, anything like that. And if you're over 30, listen. And I had this crap when I was 22. I was 54 on paper at like 20, 22, 23. So it doesn't matter your age. I have a total hysterectomy now. It doesn't matter your age. So what I want you to do is lessen the amount of meat that you're eating. Now, you don't have to go vegan. So what I'm saying is this. Let's say you normally ate chicken 3 times a day. What I'd like you to do, and hopefully you're following the food and gut test, you're following what the food and gut test says. I want you to get in protein shakes, specifically vegan kind. Most women cannot tolerate dairy or whey shakes because whey is dairy. So either vegan shakes, collagen peptides, bone broth. This is excellent for, it's excellent for your gut health, your intestinal lining. Bone broth, turkey broth, beef broth, chicken broth, doesn't matter. Bone broth, great source of protein. We don't eat yogurt or anything like that because it's got dairy in it. Some people can eat dairy, get your food test, just get the food test and so you know what to eat. But what we're doing, and then instead of chicken, you could do, like I said, the peptides, the shakes and the broth. And then you could do fish because fish is a little bit easier to digest. And you're just trying to alleviate some of the stress from your digestive system. Like, give yourself a break. That's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to give yourself a break. Think like surgery diet or something. And, I loved baby food. When I was nursing my adrenals back, I ate a lot of baby food packs, lots and lots of fruit. I ate so much fruit. Get in your veggies, not raw veggies, though. That's kind of harsh on your gut as well. Steak and things like that are going to be really hard for you to digest. So you're just trying to take some stress off your gut. And, no corn or grain and anything like that. Hopefully you're not doing that. If you've got Hashimoto's, you have no fucking business eating grain. You have no business eating corn and soy and all that stuff. So, and we have Hashimoto diets and guidance on that. That's why a lot of women, come in with Hashis and they leave without it. Their thyroid numbers get way better. So as you can see here, I'm not going up high on protein. This is going to take time for me to adjust. I need to try it and then see, like, what is my body composition like? Am I gaining lean mass? Do I feel good? Is my poop good? Is it like, how's my performance in the gym? Am I craving things? If you're craving stuff, usually you need some more fat and carbs, everything. Protein is not just one thing. That's why it's like everything. So I'm probably going to try this right here. 124 grams of protein, and then get my protein in from broth, peptides, shakes, and then fish and stuff like that. Now I am eating bison right now just because I haven't been to the grocery store and I love certain kinds of fish, but anything that's just easy for your body to digest that's what you want to do. Start doing this and stop focusing on just protein. That's great. And I'm so proud that you're putting forth effort, but it's going to take, you got to be smart. You got to be smart about it. So if it's not just about getting in a ton of protein, if a woman has adrenal fatigue, if a woman has low energy, gut issues, hormonal problems, unexplained health issues, something like that, your body, it's just, you're not even absorbing it anyway. You're not able to break it down. You're not pooping. So you got to take the stress off your GI tract, off your GI system, give it some things to heal. Matter of fact, you could add some glutamine in as well. That helps the gut lining. All this is on, I have a whole entire gut and adrenal restore protocol inside of the mastermind, Bad Bee, and First Steps to Freedom program. Like, it's all in there. So I think that's it. Don't worry about getting 2 grams per protein, per body weight. You could even go, if you're really overweight, 0.7 would be a great place to start. Make up the other macros with fat and carbs. And, you could go all the way up to 1.2, 1.0. It just depends on your body weight. It really does. And we go over all this. We customize everything. Those of you that get on the calls with us that are in the programs. So if you want this specific hormone macro calculator, all you got to do is put macro, DM me macro, put macro in the comments or answers, and we'll make sure you get the right one. All right. This one says fish is red. Dairy is green. I'm a freak. Any vegan proteins? Well, if you can have dairy, have dairy. If you can have dairy, do it. Unless you're Hashimoto's. And then I want you to watch for something, because dairy it can form mucus easily. So pay attention. When you have dairy, the next few days, does it cause you to be more phlegmy? Like, you got to just pay attention to how you feel. Some people love dairy, but so if you can have dairy, that's fine. Now you're opening up cheese, yogurts, whey protein, like game on, game on. So there's that. Check. Do I check? What does it say? Any vegan proteins? Yeah, you can check the toolkit. Totally. Still can't find a good protein. Most vegan ones I found have rice, which is in the red for me, and orange for dairy. And I've cut it out mostly, just do mostly bone broth and protein. So if you can look inside of the toolkit and in the my Amazon storefront, but the toolkit has like pumpkin protein. Because I've worked with so many different, I've worked with people who are allergic to air. It feels like if a human was a French bulldog, I've worked with them. So I would look in there because pumpkin protein was one of them. Bone, I did this one time, and now I don't think I could stomach it because my taste, I changed, I just changed. But their bone broth made one. They made one as well. But keep looking because there's one out there. There's one out there. I can promise you that. She said, okay, cool. Any questions about macros and adrenals, low energy, GI issues with macros? Like I said, we have a lot of women that don't track macros. It's you don't have to. We've had people lose weight without tracking. It's just a lot of people do track. And if you do track and you've got adrenal issues and hormone problems, you don't need a ton of protein. We just covered that and how to customize your macros based on where you're at hormonally and what type of protein to eat that takes stress off your GI tract. I can't tell you how many clients though have done this. I've done it, and that's so many because most cases that come to work with me, the reason they're stuck is a hormonal problem, pituitary problem, and an emotional response problem. Their nervous systems are whacked, their adrenals are shot, and they have no boundaries, and they don't believe in themselves. So they really have to come in and do a lot of internal mindset work. One-on-one coaching is, you can't put a price on it. Like I've worked with coaches before and I've paid for mentorship, and I wish I would have done it sooner. It's, when you're alone, you're in your head, you don't have an extra set of eyes. It's not emotional. And you all know this. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control anything. And you know what happens? We have a bad day, we feel fat, and we go and we add cardio or we don't eat because we feel a certain way. And then it's like, nope, shouldn't have listened to your feelings. So you go do the neutralizers, and just having a coach that says, no, we've got that 30,000 foot view to tell you exactly what to do. And a lot of women just need to know what to do. We were talking about this today, and I said, it's like very masculine dominant women in the world. Like most people that work with me are kind of masculine, go-getters type A. And to be honest, I don't know if this is like scientifically proven, but it's like when it comes to the bedroom, we just want to not do a lot of work, or necessarily like we just want to be done really hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't say the words because we're on like Instagram, but a lot of women who are very masculine and boss type energy just wants to really be feminine, if you know what I'm saying, like, and allowing and just like be taken in the bedroom. And we're laughing because that's how a lot of women are when they find me. They're like, not saying we do that, but I'm saying they come here and they're just so tired. They've got decision fatigue. They don't know what to do. They're just like, just tell me what to do. And that's what we'll do, right? So we biohack, we get the food test, we get the hormone test. And then we've got the things like the macro calculator based on your hormones that heals your adrenals, and your energy comes back and everything starts changing. Big difference. And then the nervous system thing, because life will happen. Somebody will die. There will be kids that get sick. And what are you going to do? Just fall off your diet? No. So stop talking about me. It's everybody. It's like everybody. If you want access to this hormonal-based macro calculator, this very approach that heals the adrenals and the energy, all you got to do is DM me answers, and we will make sure you get the right one. Let's talk to you later. Bye.